So here's the thing, Superman has always been one of the hardest characters to get right on the screen. Not because he's boring or because his powers make him less interesting, but because filmmakers often struggle with the balance. How do you portray someone with godlike abilities in a way that still feels grounded, human, and relatable? A lot of the time, Superman comes off as too perfect, too distant, almost untouchable. You've got a character who can fly, shoot lasers out of his eyes, hear everything, save everyone, and oh yeah, he never lies. That's a tough character to build tension around, and it's why so many past interpretations made him overly stoic. We've seen a lot of attempts to fix that. Zack Snyder's Man of Steel made Superman darker and more conflicted. It resonated with some fans, but alienated others who wanted a symbol of hope. The Christopher Reeve era embraced Superman's optimism, but with a golden age charm that doesn't always land today. So here comes James Gunn, and he takes on an entirely different approach. And in my opinion, it works beautifully. This version of Superman, he smiles, he doubts, he struggles. And that vulnerability, it makes him feel real, not just as a hero, not just as a symbol, but a person. What stood out most to me is this day in the life vibe that the movie gives us. You're not just watching Superman swoop in to stop a train or punch a villain into orbit. You see him live, you see how he interacts with people, how he wrestles with being Superman while still trying to be Clark Kent. And that's where the movie hits its emotional core. Gunn's choice to lead with character over spectacle is what makes the film so effective. Don't get me wrong, the action is great. The flying scenes, some of the best I've seen. The Fortress of Solitude looks incredible, but it all works because it's built on a strong emotional foundation. You can tell Gunn pulled from some iconic Superman stories to shape this version. He said in past interviews that All-Star Superman and Superman for All Seasons were major inspirations, and it shows. Let me give you a quick breakdown of why those comics matter. All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely is a story about legacy. Superman finds out he's dying and spends his final days helping as many people as he can. It's introspective, moving, and philosophical. It's not about action, it's about what Superman means. Superman for All Seasons by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale is beautifully illustrated and shows Clark Kent growing into the role of Superman. It's framed around the seasons, spring, summer, fall, winter, and told through the people that know him best. It emphasizes values, not just powers. Both of these comics take a slower, more thoughtful approach, and that DNA is all over Superman 2025. Gunn channels the emotional storytelling. He's not trying to modernize Superman by stripping him down. He's reminding us why so many people loved him in the first place. If you want to explore the stories that helped shape this film, I've dropped some links in the description. Both are beautiful character-driven reads. In my opinion, they're essential reading for any Superman fan or fan of the Superman 2025 film. In a world full of brooding anti-heroes and multiverse chaos, this Superman feels refreshing. He's not trying to be edgy, he's not trying to be cool, he's just trying to do good. And you know what? That's enough for me. There's this one moment in the movie in which Superman could have responded with anger, but instead, he takes a breath, shows restraint, and chooses kindness. It's a small scene, but it tells you everything about who this character is. And it's in those quiet, human moments that the film really shines. The chemistry between Lois and Clark is another highlight. You believe in their relationship. You feel their connection. It's not just there to check a box. It helps anchor Superman emotionally. It reminds you that behind all the powers, he's still someone who wants to be loved, who wants to belong. And Krypto adds a whole other layer of warmth and personality. But that's a topic for a whole other video. Back to the film. It's clear Gunn wanted to make Superman accessible again, to show he's not some unreachable figure of perfection, but a man who wakes up every day and chooses to do the right thing, even when it's hard. That blend of vulnerability and responsibility is what makes this Superman stand out. It's character-driven storytelling done right, and that's rare in superhero movies these days. By the end of the movie, I didn't just enjoy the action or cameos, I felt something. I felt hopeful. And when's the last time you left a superhero movie feeling better about the world? So what about you? Did this version of Superman connect with you more than the others? Did it remind you of why you loved the character in the first place? Maybe as a comic reader. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd really love to hear what this version of Superman meant to you. The magic of the Superman is that he inspires not because he's perfect, but because he chooses to be good even when he has every excuse not to be.